Hey there, this is Dan, and if you only know me through my YouTube videos, then you may not even recognize the person you're looking at right now because a lot of time has gone by. I got a little bit more gray in the beard, I got a little bit more beard, and a little less hair. So I've kind of replaced one with the other, I guess. But in any case, it's been a long time since I've put a video out, and I'm going to change that here today. And I'm going to just give you a short little update and then leave you with a song because that's really what I do here on this YouTube page is that I put music out because that's what I used to like to do a lot. And I say used to because I haven't done it in a long time. And there's probably reasons for that. And maybe I'll get into a couple of those. But suffice it to say, there's a lot that's been going on the last couple of years. My dad died a year ago, February, and it was after a short illness, and it was surprising to all of us, and it crushed us, and it crushed me, and in fact, that guitar that you see behind me, in fact, I'll move the mic here a minute, that one right there, is the guitar that I learned how to play on, and it's my dad's old Silvertone 3/4 size guitar that he taught me G, C, and D on, and I kind of took it from there at that point. And it's been a lot of fun making music and playing music. And my dad always was my biggest fan and loved hearing me play and sing. And I miss him a whole lot. And I'm 50 years old, and so it's not lost on me that time is not going backwards. And so my dad was 81, and it's a long life, and he had a great one. And I'm grateful for the years that I had with him. I'm grateful especially for the years I had him as an adult. And I don't know if any of y'all can relate with that. Hopefully you can, but I know that some of you didn't get that chance. And I'll tell you now, it was a real gift to be able to just communicate and connect. I guess that's the word I'm thinking of. Connect with my dad on an adult level and enjoy just being in his presence. Now, I found a bunch of recordings that I made that I'm going to share over on my podcast page or a podcast at Flies in the Kitchen that I'm going to try to produce a few things around that. Some audio that I did interviewing him and some audio that I did just kind of setting the recorder up and him just talking and telling some stories. And that was a whole lot of fun. And if you haven't done that, I really encourage you to do that if you have a chance. Don't let the stories go and capture the voice because I've heard that over the years you forget, and I certainly don't want to forget. And I have enough tape that I won't if I continue listening to them, which I will, and I'm going to make them available for you as well. So there's that. I've started a couple of jobs in the last few years. I've always had a day job. This has never been a full-time gig for me, making music, although I know a lot of people who it is, and they're incredible at it, and kudos to them. It just never was going to be something like that for me. So I currently work for Honda Manufacturing here in Ohio, build cars. And I also work as a worship leader at a church on Sundays. And so I have a full-time and a part-time job. This keeps me busy. In fact, I'm taking a break from planning for Sunday right now to talk to you because I made myself a promise that I'm going to connect with y'all because I'm starting to get a few comments and connections, random, that people are still looking at my videos and they'll make a comment and they say, hey, that sounds great. And I feel bad because I haven't really given y'all anything to listen to in a long, long time. And so maybe what I'll do is I'll record a song at the end of this video, and then I'll upload it separately, in another week or so. But y'all get the first get the first look at. And anyway, what else? Oh, yeah, life's just been weird. I last week. So I'll back up. So, like I said, my dad died in February of last year. And so when he died, he donated his body to medical school for research and anatomy and physiology classes, which I came to see as one of the most generous and selfless things that he could have done. Which, for one thing, took so much pressure off of us, his family, to try to make arrangements, try to, figure out what to do. With cremation or burial. He definitely didn't want to be buried. He wanted to be cremated. But when he died, the transport company just came, picked him up, and took him right to the college. And it was such a gift for him to provide teaching to so many students. So just this last weekend, we went up. My mom and my sister and my wife and I. We went up to the college to sit through a memorial service for the donors who donated their bodies to this university, and it was really meaningful. We heard from 3 students, talked about how important that is, and how grateful they were for it, and they talked about the respect they paid the donors, and how much of an education they got from them. So that was an interesting thing because that kind of brought all that back up. I don't know if you can relate to that, if something like that has happened for you, but grief is a weird thing because it just shows up unannounced and unplanned, and it's just a lot of things that I had not thought about in several months started coming back again, and so I don't know. That was a great service, and we had a good time, as good as it can be, I guess. But I'm getting really off track here, and I guess all I can really say at this point is I'm hopeful to get back into making some videos for you and doing some songs some that I've written and some covers that I'd like to share with you. I've got a lot of good feedback from all those. So I guess I just want to say that I appreciate you hanging in there with me. YouTube's pretty passive. You don't have to really do anything. Maybe you'll get a notification when this drops and you'll say, oh, there he is. Haven't seen him in a while. And that's fine. And so, but thanks for not unsubscribing, I guess, and for hanging in there, and maybe in the back of your mind wondering where this guy went and is he ever going to put anything else back up. So answer to that question is yes. And I think I'm going to play a song for you now. If I can. Oh, shoot. That's another thing, actually. In 2020, during this whole pandemic, I worked for another company where I traveled a lot. I ended up buying this great little Alvarez guitar at a pawn shop just to pass the time when I was in my hotel room. So maybe I'll try to pan this camera down a little bit, and then we'll do a song. I'm sorry that this video is not as polished, but neither am I. So there you go. That's what you get when you get me. But and I'm a little stuffy, as you could probably tell. This weather has been crazy. It's been raining daily for weeks, and I'm just getting really tired of it, to be honest with you. So I'm going to play a song that I wrote a couple of years ago. And I think about my dad when I sing it because it has some references to one of his favorite poets, and a poet that and a couple of poems by that poet that you should probably hear almost right away. But here it is. It's called Forward. The light between the dawn and day has through my window found its way. And just as nothing gold can stay, forward still I go. For on this frosty winter morn, although my bones are battle worn, I move ahead through field and thorn, forward as I go. The world sings anthems just for me. Across the path and through the trees, well, I'm not as fast as I used to be, and my legs don't know if they'll keep going. But I have promises to keep and miles to go before I sleep. Yet in the shadows, darkness, shadows creep. But forward still I go. Forward still I go. And there's a mighty congested and slightly out of tune, definitely not auto-tuned, recording of Forward. And as you might have guessed, the author was Robert Frost. Well, the author was Dan Hite, but the poet from whom Dan Hite borrowed was Robert Frost, both from Nothing Gold Can Stay and also Stopping by the Woods on a Snowy Evening. By a woods? The wood? I can never, I don't know. But that was one of my dad's favorites, and he always loved the line that I promises to keep and miles to go before I sleep. And I feel like he really kept the promises that mattered before he slept. And so with that, I'm going to let you go and see if this video is even worth uploading. I know the guitar was a little out of tune. I know that I was a little out of tune, and I'm a little tired, but hopefully it's okay. I'm a little raw, but that's who you get. So hopefully I will see you soon and see more of you, and I hope to hear from you, and I'll even have more updates, I guess, moving forward. Yeah, see, moving forward. Thanks, everybody. Have a great one.